Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's go. Get on your mark, let's go. What you waiting for? There's so much more. Yeah, the future's yours. Let go, explore. It's yours for sure. Sing with me with fear. So to God I stay near. I keep my hand to the plow. There's no turning back now. My future look bleak. I decided to see. He said follow me. On a journey you'll see. Get on your mark, let's go. What you waiting for? There's so much more. Yeah.
Episode 8, Lessons from the Journey. It's me, Shawnell Brown. I am so excited for this tonight. I have been pressing, for those of you that know what the last 4 years have been like, I've been pressing into my destiny, fighting off battle after battle after battle after battle, trying to get to the place that I know I was created to be, to do the things I was created to do with the people I was created to do it with. And tonight on this episode, this master class, I promise you, this is about to be a conversation you will not soon forget. I hope you have your journal and your pens ready, because the starting five tonight, all I can say, there's one word: dope. Tonight's a conversation among girlfriends, real conversation that's going to help you go to that next place. So let me introduce my co-host tonight. You've seen her dad. If you come to Walking Warriors, or if you have heard me talk about Walking Warriors, her dad comes to Wisdom Wednesday and he just slays the room. John Treese is also a part of my remnant, and she is like my child. And she's a part of the Dirty 30. John Treese Wells, welcome to the seat.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Sean. I'm so excited for this conversation.
I know. I'm excited to talk to you. What have you been thinking about in the last day as we approach this night? What's been on your mind?
Honestly, revelation. Like, there's so much that happens when a group of ladies get together and we start having a conversation about life. That revelation begins to happen, and breakthrough begins to happen in individual ways, right? So there's things that, I'm excited to hear and experience, and that aha, whatever I needed to hear in this moment, I'm ready to hear it and get on with the next thing.
Yeah. Oh, get on with the next thing. So what I want you to do, let me tell you how this is going to work for you. You're going to get the opportunity to sit back, relax, and listen. At 7:45, that's going to be your time to shine. I want you to take notes as each person talks, each member of the starting five talks. I want you to take notes. And I want you to tell us, them, and the world what nuggets you've picked up just from listening tonight. It's such an awesome experience for people to hear what their journey means to someone else.
Yeah. And I got my journal's already been ready. I'm prepared.
I love it. All right. So before we go into tonight, before I introduce you guys, I want to share a video. It's from Amanda's Facebook page, and it perfectly, to me, your sentiments, I think this is from this week, perfectly speak to this night. This night is about pursuing destiny. So how do I get to my, here we go.
Oh, I remember back 26 years old, apologizing for being too loud and too successful. I remember even walking into rooms and being around people and being, again, too loud, or I'm too much. And now at my age, I'm like, I walk into a room or talk on the phone and I hear, I love your energy. And hearing that now, I'm embracing who I am. I'm gonna be loud. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be loving. I'm gonna love, love, love. And I'm gonna do it unapologetically because I am motherfucking me. Oh, I remember.
How do I stop it? Oh, okay, it's off. Amanda Rawls.
Yes,
welcome
ma'am.
to the Starting Five. Hello, please.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Oh my God, please introduce yourself. And when you introduce yourself, tell the people what you do, and then tell us a little bit about the inspiration for that video.
Thank you, Shawnee, for having me. I love you, and I love everything that you do. Amanda Rawls, I am a 26-year mortgage broker and dabbling in some other things right now. I'm very intuitive. I'm a great business person, and so I'm going into the business coaching side as well, and teaching and training for mortgage and real estate professionals. But your question for me regarding that video, it's been a journey. I've been doing this for 26 years. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but early on even, I've had to hide kind of who I am. I've been in this business since 96 with a lot of predominantly white men, and I have Black children. And that's just part of it. That's just part of it. But, I remember certain instances being on the phone, and, I'm self-employed. This is the 90s before it was cool. So I have a whole lot that I could go on to, and I tend to do that. So I'm not going to do that. But I am now comfortable. I have a pure heart. I do. And I help and I give and I do a lot. But I may say a bad word, or I may be too much for a lot of people. And where I'm at now is I realize those just aren't my people, or they're not my people yet. I haven't been able to get to them yet. And I just want, hopefully, to spread love. And no matter what you look like, no matter who you love, no matter where you are, no matter what kind of car you have and what your social status is, I want to help everybody see that this life is amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Tisha boo. Tisha Holman, I love you so much. This is so exciting for me to be interviewing you, because we've done some things together, but I've never, ever gotten the chance to really interview you. I've interviewed alongside you. So please introduce yourself. Floor is yours, baby.
Okay, so my name is Tisha Holman. I am a digital marketing, brand and social media strategist. The name of my company is Mind Your Business. Mind Your Business helps service-based brands and businesses with their online presence. I'm an author. I'm a 5-time author. Yeah, well, 5 is coming soon. And I've created a planner to help people with their online presence. I saw a need with that and wanted to fill that gap to help people just be more successful online. And I like to say I have an inner Martha Stewart. So I have a passion project coming soon, which is a candle line that I'm really excited about. It's part of the feng shui in my office. There's always a fresh Phalaenopsis orchid, a white one, and a candle burning when I come into my office every day. So the name of the line is Business Sense for that reason. Pun intended. I'm the pun master too.
You are the pun master, man. Oh my gosh. You got a tagline for a tagline and a pun for a pun for a pun for a pun. When you and I get together, it's almost scary.
And they just flow. Yeah.
They just flow. It's flowetry, right?
Yes.
Thank you for joining the Starting Five tonight. Kelly Heslop, COO of MedCare Farms. Hello, and thank you for joining the Starting Five tonight. Please say hello to the people. Is she there? I think so. I thought she was frozen.
Frozen. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, so I'm Kelly Heslop. I'm the CEO of Medcare Farms. It is a cannabis company. We are seed to sell, so we grow the cannabis and we sell it to the customers. And my mission in life is to make cannabis an acceptable lifestyle management option for everybody, and to make no one feel ashamed for using cannabis for their life and to make them a better person.
Oh God, I love your words. A lifestyle choice. It is like the reality is I get to choose how I want to live. I get to choose how I want to treat my symptoms, and I shouldn't be ashamed for that. So thank you for being here tonight.
No problem. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Angelique, last but not least, before you go, Angelique, I want to say we were supposed to have another guest tonight. You know, I always have starting five. And Janet is on vacation and could not make it. So Janet, I look forward to, she is an integrated life coach and an amazing person. So I will have her back, but we miss you, Janet. Angelique, please tell the people who you are and what you do. I am so excited to have you in the space tonight.
I'm excited as well. I am a marriage and family therapist, own a nonprofit. I specialize in trauma, and I just teach individuals how to turn their pain into power. I love to encourage, but most importantly, I love when God uses me, right? When you say yes, sometimes it's like, oh, it's scary, but hey, we all have a purpose. So I'm excited to be here and to just learn, right? Learn and grow.
Absolutely. I want to start this off by reading a poem. The poem was written by Nicole Romeo, and I believe it really defines the Unite and Change the World mission. And I think that we all are kind of on that same vibe. So I want to read a little bit of it, and then we'll go into the question. It's called Starting With Me. Starting with me, I choose to be one of the ones who change the world. Starting with me, I choose to be a giver, not a taker, a lover, and alive. I can change each day, make each one a better place to be. I can change the course of history, creating another destiny than the one created by the ones who once had control. Starting with me, I choose to be one of the ones who change the world. I know tomorrow is much too late, so I begin today and don't hesitate to show that I'm a walker and not a talker. I live today, not times past, giving gifts that will surely last. Gifts from my mind, drops of water in the bucket of this life's time. I dance the dance, the music plays so free. I can change this world's sad song one note at a time till the whole world is a symphony, starting with me. Pursuing destiny, it means that it has to start with a focus on your inner self, the transformation of who you used to be to who you are becoming. I want to start with Tisha. What has been some of the most challenging aspects of becoming you?
So what have been some of the most challenging aspects? I would say there are some stages and phases of my journey where I am, when life comes at you fast, personified. There have been some instances where I really found myself just even looking up at the sky like, okay, God, I can't take another thing on the list, another issue, another hurdle, another setback. But through it all, I can see where Romans 8:28 is one of my favorite scriptures. It all works together. All things work together for your good. And I am seeing that all of those things needed to happen. There was somebody said something about a purpose in your pain that I can relate to that. And interestingly enough, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I was telling her about a lot of things that I have going on right now. And I stopped myself and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I'm just thinking as I'm telling you about all of these good, great things that are going on right now. Like I prayed for this. I prayed for a season of wins, and I'm in it. And so to realize that I am actually living in a time that I prayed specifically, like ugly cried for a season of wins, and to be experiencing it. I just hit a milestone birthday, and it just seems like it's been blessing after blessing of like blessings are on my heels. I can't outrun them right now. And so the things that suck the most in my story, I feel like they've just prepared me for what's coming, for what I know is coming, and the things that I don't know that are ahead of me. I'm moving to a new city, and it's like a sight unseen. Like it's a big old faith walk. Like it's a big old faith walk. I mean, I really didn't orchestrate this. I really didn't have too much to do with it. I just climbed into the trust tree, okay, and have walked through it. And so I really am I really have this like spirit of expectancy of just waiting, like, gosh, what are you gonna do next? Because I know that because I've trusted you with something that's a huge another city, moving to another city that I don't know people, starting over in another place. And even though the viewers out there in TV land might know, Shawnee, I've never met a stranger. But so the transition will not likely be too difficult, but that's not the point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's another new place. And I feel like I'm getting old for the new, but I'm open to seeing what this next chapter has. And I just know that I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for whatever's coming next.
That's good. That's good. Kelly, as Tisha was talking, stepping into the new, I thought of you instantly. Stepping into the new in the cannabis arena, it had to be a huge challenge because she mentioned purpose in the pain. You found your purpose in pain because you said it started from an accident. Then you step into a world that's not acceptable. In all spaces, can you tell us a little bit about the challenges on your way to destiny?
It's been very challenging because before the cannabis, I was in the military. So being a staff sergeant in the military, it's kind of the same thing. It's a difficult road for you. So I have always had great parents who taught me I can do anything I want to. So I always live with, if it's going to be, why not be me? So that's something that I say to myself all the time, because I have a lot of people depending on, we have 81 employees, and a lot of people depend on us to make this business successful. So I have to walk into a room and own it. So I just believe if it's going to be someone, it can be me. And I just have to have the attitude that I can do anything I put my mind to. So it's been a difficult road, but I have my mind on the goal, and I just move every day, one step in front of the other. Some days there's 100 steps back. Because it's a new industry, and we're the first ones that do a lot of stuff. So 100 steps back, I just keep going forward, and that's all I can do. So it's been hard, but I just never give up. I got a tattoo on my arm, never give up, because through the journey, it gets hard. So I look down on my arm and just remember, I just can't give up, because if you give up, you're never going to make it. So I just can't quit. So that's what I've done for the last 12 years in this journey, and I plan on to keep going. It's been the hardest 2 years of my life. I've had the most obstacles thrown at me, but I mean, what can you do? So I just got to keep moving forward.
Your space is beautiful, and my husband works there. I tell him, and I don't even know you, but something in my spirit is proud of you. And I want to publicly say that to you. I'm proud of you. I love to see women fighting through and doing something that is difficult. And so now I hear you've been in the military, and then you're stepping into this. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Angelique, you see spiritually so well. I mean, it's absolutely magnificent. What do you see for your own journey, and no, I'm too early for that question. Let me dial it on back. I'm excited for you. I want to know, what has been the challenges on your road to destiny? What have been your biggest challenges?
For me, I know part of my story, and there was a point in my life where I was just asking God, okay, I don't want any more testimonies. I'm kind of done with these testimonies, right? But my biggest challenge was not you know, me almost dying, basically my life almost being taken. That wasn't the biggest challenge. The biggest challenge was allowing people to identify who I was. When you do that, you allow them to steal everything from you, right? They're literally writing your story. So the biggest challenge was people speaking into me that had no business speaking into me. And I was, you know, looked at in certain aspects of, oh, I'm young, so I would take heed to that. However, when you know who you are through Christ, not within this world, your stance changes, your position changes, right? I'm 5'11". I probably stand like I'm 6 foot, 6'7" now because I know who I am. I no longer allow anybody to identify who I am. I'm so solid with my healing because it took a long time, a big transition because it's a process. Oftentimes we try to go around the process. You have to go through it. And I had to go through it. It's not easy, but that's where I learned how to turn all that pain into power, right? And just to encourage not only others, but I have to encourage myself. If you don't see it, how can anybody else see it, right? So that was the biggest challenge. We have motivational speakers and we have all this wisdom, but who are you for real? You know, we started like, who are you? I would often say, I'm a mother. I'm this. That's why I don't really provide a lot of accolades. I don't even say, oh, I'm a doctor, because I'm more than that, you know? So.
You said, who are you for real?
For real, for real.
For real. Amanda, I'm coming to you, and I'm coming there right now because, and I'm literally letting you guys interview each other. Who are you for real? What has blocked you from seeing the real Amanda?
Girl, people pleasing. Yeah. Every single person or something. I'm just processing. Golly, there's. I really think deflecting. You know, I'm pouring into others, and this is how through trauma and a lot of work on myself. At 50, I'm finally understanding why I do the things I do, when I do them, and how to fucking stop it. Jeez, Louisa, right? Because that's been part of it. So giver to the utmost, pouring into others, always the ultimate positive person. When, your question, I think prior to was, how do you get through difficult times, I think. And I was hearing a lot of, feeling. You guys feel. You couldn't tell me it was going to go bad. I could be down to nothing, and I'm gonna make a way, you guys. But I didn't stop to feel,
Yes. Oh, that's good.
And I've had somebody say to me, one of my sister friends, one of my very dear friends, her mom has the power. Okay, and she says Amanda's always the girl with the skin knees. She goes too fast. And this was just given to me about a year ago. So there's been a lot where it's the slowing down, it's the really feeling. So thank you, ladies, because I even listening to you guys was, what do you mean you were all upset? It's like, you got this because I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not ultimate, and not that that's a bad thing, but I don't deal with myself. I was doing a lot of that. So.
Okay. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Because what's popping into my mind right now is imposter syndrome.
Absolutely. The FOMO, all that.
Yeah. I mean, literally everything. Just like
imposter syndrome. Yes.
Right across my eye gate is imposter syndrome. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, and then we'll go into this discussion on imposter syndrome. And Angelique probably knows because she has been walking with me a lot through it. The imposter syndrome requires a complete scraping of who you used to be. The person I used to be was uber responsible, everything to the nail. My as a person, by a very busy stylist, most people know me from Hair Doctor, right? A very busy stylist. I had a rule to the T. 15 minutes, you ain't here, up and out. You know, I mean, just really about my business. I am creative, but I am very, very matter of fact and very much about my business. So in this season of becoming this new version of me, pursuing destiny, there's been a lot of imposter syndrome. God calls me to sing and I can't do it. He's calling me into new relationship with my spouse, but I didn't realize how fractured the old one was. He's calling me out of out of old roles of parenting and into the authentic version of me as having adult children and leaving them and letting them grow up. And let me tell you, it has been horrible. It's been very, very hard. I did not realize how many ways in which all of my career and all of the things I do had become the real me. I don't know who wants to touch on how imposter syndrome has impacted your journey to destiny. I'm going to Angelique.
It's exhausting, right? When God has called you to do something, he called you to be authentic, of course. He made you perfectly in his image. When others are telling you how to be, who to be, or you're putting on this face, right? Every day, that's heavy. It's exhausting. So it's time to be free from all of that. And you, Amanda, right? Can I say something, Sean?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Fly, baby.
So with you have a lot of unhealed wounds, right? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You know, we haven't arrived until we got to heaven. However, you have arrived, but you keep on chasing and chasing. And the financial status for you is what you're chasing. You don't need to chase anymore. You have, God has already created your community. Those people don't matter. They're spectators. They will always have something to say. However, please, 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 and I know that you know what I'm talking about. Those wounds, they stem from childhood. And it comes from a number of areas, right? If you do not heal those wounds or allow those wounds to be healed, you're going to continue chasing. And when I say you have arrived, you arrived. You do not need to chase anymore. And I'm not talking about the gates of heaven. I'm saying financially wise. Right now, you can be blessed with millions, billions of dollars. That will not satisfy you. The reason being is because of those wounds. A lot of people have tried to dictate who you are, right? And when they've done that, that's where you put up that wall. And you kept building and building. And your interior, exterior is really strong. However, it's okay. It's okay to position yourself. Walk, your shift is going to be different. Your walk is going to be different. Your smile is going to be different. The light that shines through you is going to be so powerful that nobody is going to be able to penetrate that. That's who you are.
Angelique, the show, this tonight is called Position Yourself to Prosper. And you just use that word. Amanda, do you want to, I want to give you the opportunity to respond.
First off, thank you. And you are absolutely right. And you know, the chase, what I have been using is the control, right? I have to protect, and I have to make sure nobody hurts me, and I've got to make sure all. So yes, you are right, on point. So I receive. Thank you.
Shawnee, let me say something about imposter syndrome too.
Come on, baby.
Like, it's interesting that you use the term imposter syndrome, because I'm getting ready to put some stuff out there, and this is being added to it. Some online part of my online coaching stuff. I'm not going into that, but I'm saying this is a part of it because I realized that I could have been like I'm still not at the goal line. There's a bunch of things that are coming at the end of this year that will, I think, kind of push me to really where like my goals have been. But I could have been there so much faster if it wasn't for doubting myself. And I know that I'm brilliant and I have no shortage of good ideas and the drive to do them and all of the things that it takes. But it seems like I can put things in motion and get right up to the point and then like take the air out of my own sails. Like for some reason, you know, they're not gonna receive it, or are they gonna listen to me, or whatever the thing may be, knowing good and well that I know my stuff. I know my stuff. I know what I know. And I have all of the things, the formula to be, you know, really excelling. And not to say that I'm not, I'm just saying that I could have been places a lot sooner if I wasn't doubting myself. And so what we all got to realize is that the thing that's in you, the corner of the world that you're called to serve, the gifts and talents that you were given, that you're supposed to be sharing with the world, like do that boldly. Like don't wait, don't doubt yourself. You realizing that you have it, and you being it, once you identify what it is, like walk boldly in it, because you waste time if you don't. Because when you have it, you know God gave it to you. He wouldn't put these things in your heart. He wouldn't put these things on your mind. He wouldn't put things and people and opportunities in your path if it wasn't the path that he intended for you to walk. So when you get tripped up on not being sure if you're supposed to be there, you just, you know, you put your destiny in a traffic jam for no reason.
Kelly, imposter syndrome. You've been in pretty much military, had to be highly male environment. Now you're facing this new challenge. How do you manage imposter syndrome in your world?
I just try to not care what other people think about me. Isn't my business. I've had to really adopt that, because in my business, I'll do something, 5 people will have a different opinion what I did and try and tell me how I should have done it different. When I start to doubt myself and start to listen to them, that's when I fail, because I'm not being my authentic self. So I've learned that who is anybody to judge me? Who is that person to have lived their life to tell me who I am? So that's one thing about myself, is I'm very confident in my journey and what I'm supposed to do. I'm here to make a difference in this cannabis world. I hope to be a part of history in it and the movement of it, and to make this world a better place. So I do feel I'm here to have a voice for people who aren't strong enough to have a voice for themselves. So I feel like there's a bigger mission for me than myself. So I really feel I'm here to serve a purpose, and I really move boldly, and I try and shine bright in that. And I try not to let other people's opinion of me affect my path forward. So it's very hard. The more and more you do, the more and more people have an opinion about it. But I just try not to listen to it and just say, I know who I am. I believe in myself, and it doesn't really matter what everyone else thinks. This is my life. They ain't paying my bills, and they ain't looking in the mirror at night. So as long as I know I'm doing everything with a pure intentions, and I can sleep at night, then I'm good with myself. So,
you know, I say God produces this show. He really does produce this show. So I talked a little bit about the music for me. That is where the imposter syndrome is coming up. I could stand on a stage in front of billions of people and speak. Now, you turn the mic on me and say, that same billions of people, now sing for them. It has been crippling. But I've been working on this song for a year, and I want to read this last verse to you. I believe everything I write, there's a message in it. And Angelique, after I read this, I'm coming to you. I believe that I write music to get it out of me, to get whatever I'm dealing with and feeling. I write it to get it out of me. So let me read verse 3. This song is called Breaking Free. I'm staring at this image that's me, a broken heart and crippled identity, overwhelmed by the stress, overcome by the pain. Now it's time to take back my name and reclaim, be all that I'm supposed to be. Forget the we, just celebrate me, ooh-wee. Let go of the insanity. Stop caring if they mad at me. It's over now so I can breathe. When I read those lyrics to you, Angelique, what is the first thing that comes to your spirit?
Freedom. Freedom. You know, even you stating I can breathe, being held back from your purpose for so long and not thinking you have a voice, which is a beautiful voice that we already know. However, you deserve to be completely free. And that's where you're at. So
I love you. I love you. Tisha, you're a lyrics girl. You and me, lyrics people. When you hear those lyrics, how do they speak to you?
I think about, I too lean on the last lyric about I can breathe. And to me, I think about relief. I think about the relief that comes along with realizing what you're supposed to be doing, recognizing and embracing your purpose, recognizing and embracing your calling, and having the confidence to move towards it. It's a relief to finally be at that place where you don't have the weight of other people's opinions, the weight of your own self-deprecating thoughts, and you know those types of things. It's a relief to be able to have the peace that comes along with being in alignment with your purpose. People always talk about grinding. I don't grinding, like I hate the word, the whole hustle culture grind thing, because if you're driving a stick shift and you're grinding gears, that means you're not driving it right. Right. When you are driving a stick shift, and as you are going to the next gear, higher and higher, the transition should be smooth. So no, we shouldn't be grinding. When you're grinding, you're not in alignment.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a relief and a peace that comes with being in alignment.
Yes.
That is good. That's
That was
good.
really good, babe.
That's really good. Kelly, the lyric, what did you hear when you heard those lyrics to Breaking Free?
It actually brought tears to my eyes. I just felt healing. It just made me think of someone healing and feeling like in a better place. So that's what I thought of when I heard it.
Gosh, thank you so much. I'm so excited. Amanda, how did you hear the song? How did you hear the lyric?
You know, someone like Kelly, I mean, I saw light. I saw, you know, hope. I mean, I'm still in transition of getting out of this and the worthiness. So, yeah, it spoke to me, and it was freedom. You know, I saw how the flow is there and possibilities. So,
well, you know, it's funny. I read it backwards, right? I read it backwards because I really believe it's important for us to understand that we're on a journey in life. And that means there's winter, summer, spring, and fall. But let me read to you verse 2, and let me hear your thoughts on verse 2. So tell me, how did this go wrong? You say you sorry, you meant no harm, but now your heart has turned stone cold. Abused your power, this story unfolds and is old. But all I really wanted you see was to live in total clarity. Stop running from reality. Live safe inside your family. I think that's just the way it should be. Tisha, how did you hear those lyrics? Same song.
This verse puts me in the mindset of somebody whose family has been the hitch and the giddy up, right? There's been people that are close, and by family, maybe that can just mean a boo or anybody who was in close proximity who had a voice that could impact how you saw yourself or what you felt moved to do. And it feels like there's some turmoil there with trying to unhear or get out of the influence of folks that are close, that are keeping them back, holding them back.
Can you relate to that on your journey to destiny?
So I can relate in that I wouldn't say that there's anybody that family has held me back per se, as much as I would say that I probably went too long into adulthood, allowing certain people's influence to still impact or direct what I did. I think, you know, again, the whole back to the imposter syndrome. If I had just realized sooner, I think too, if I had been able to, because you know, and I feel like it's innocent, right? When you're growing up, when you're coming up, there's always going to be people around you whose opinions you respect, who you want to have the approval of, things of that nature. And sometimes keeping that too long keeps you from being who you're supposed to be through it, and really maybe learning some life lessons that you need to learn outside of the shadow that they kind of have you under. So I think that's the biggest thing for me is I needed to pivot into thinking independently for Tisha sooner and being able to process things myself to take me to the next step in things.
That's good. That's good. Kelly, how did you hear verse 2?
I heard more pain and more maybe not feeling enough. Is kind of what I took from that verse. Like begging someone for your worth and just feeling.
Ooh. So, I love that you use that. How have you experienced that on your journey? As you press through, we come through these places, and every time we're pressing to destiny, we're pressing through, life is happening. How have you overcome it?
I'm still overcoming it. I'm in the healing journey myself for the last 18 months, and I still probably have a long road to go. So I push stuff down to move to my path. That's how I get through stuff, which isn't the best way to do it. So I'm working on that, but I've had to just push emotions down, and I have too much to do to deal with those, which is how I've lived my life. But I'm trying to heal and work on that at this point. The farthest I've been in that journey, but I'm probably not even halfway to the finish line, to be honest. So I have a long road ahead of me.
You're doing it, baby. You're doing it. We're all doing it. That's what I'm saying. This tonight is about, there's not a person who is going to hear this that isn't doing it on some level. So Amanda, how did you hear verse 2?
I heard me. Yep, that's my story. Yeah, that's me. The drama, you've got the perfect life, and you do something to just try to just think that it's so fucked up, and you just do whatever. It's just the chaos, and yeah, I heard me.
I love you. I'm gonna be in SAC. I'm gonna be in SAC in a couple of weeks. We need a margarita.
Let's go.
We need a margarita. Angelique, you want to come on in and bring this verse on home?
Yeah, I start smiling because I get excited, right? And this isn't to diminish our pain. It's just because where we are at now is so powerful, right? Sometimes it's not sometimes. We have to release it. It's not sometimes, we have to. So for this verse, for me, is just hearing your voice being stolen, right? And it goes back to, I had a conversation with my family yesterday. Culturally, we don't talk. Things are pushed under the rug. Something happens, pushed under the rug, and then we just act like everything's okay. That is not acceptable. So our position now is we no longer accept bad behavior at all. We all have a voice. My kids are very vocal, right? So hearing that is just, and I know, Kelly, you mentioned something about your tattoo. I have on my leg, it says enough, because I'm more than enough, right? But when people rob us from our joy, from who tried to rob us from who we are, that's the pain that I heard in that. And Amanda, when I say you are You'll get to know me, right? And understand my personality. I start smiling because there is so much breakthrough that is happening in your life. Your pain started from so young, and I'm not gonna. I'm being very respectful, so I won't say a lot, right? But I will say your breakthrough is now, and what God is showing you moving forward is so beautiful. I mean, I can't wait to start seeing all of this unfold. Even with you, Kelly, you're in a season that you're going to have to step back. You're in a season of rest. However, you don't like that. So you think you need to keep being busy. But God is trying to teach you something. What He is teaching you.
What?
Right?
Tell me now.
Hey, you know what's so funny? I'm saying He is teaching you patience, and you're saying what?
Yeah, tell me now.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm being very respectful. You know, I don't want to say everything. We can talk later, but where you are going, it's not where you're going. Where you're at right now, you have to stay still. There's people being aligned in your life that need these positions. They were designed perfectly to help you, help you succeed. But you're getting in the way of your own purpose. You need to get out of the way of what God's trying to do in your life, okay? And then I don't think you're comfortable enough. You mentioned your spouse, correct? Allow him to lead.
Allow him to what?
Allow him to lead.
To lead?
Yes. He has not gained your trust, but the season that you are in now, he is going to gain your trust. Does that make sense? And I know you know that it makes sense, so I don't have to ask you. I won't go any further.
I need your phone number.
Right? I'm like, okay, I'm going down in LA soon, y'all. I've got to come see you.
Come on down here.
Just
come on down here. Come on down to SoCal.
I am.
What you're saying, though, I can interpret that two ways so clearly of what I want in a different way. So I would just like the more clarity of what.
Yeah, I can give you. I can give you in-depth clarity. I mean, it's not me, so I don't want to say me.
What I'll do is behind the stage. When I get off of here, I will connect you guys together in a group text.
Can we have a lunch? Can we have a get together outside of this as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I will put us all together. I told you this was going to be the show. What I tell y'all?
I'm waiting for a message. I'm waiting for a message from God right now. I ask for it all the time. So legit, if you have that message for me, like give me your number, girl. For real.
So just to add, I'm sorry, my earbuds. God has already provided that message to you probably 10 million times. It's that you're not, and you already know this. That's why I'm smiling like this, right? And it's so interesting. Your personality is amazing. Like, oh, no, that's not it. Well, hold on, Lord. Hold on. If you show me this way, maybe that's it. No, he keeps showing you. Okay. I don't even have to keep going, right? But anyways, God is just good, right?
Message on here what he's showing me, because I can't translate it because I don't want to. Like, I just want to know. I just want you to be blunt on what that is, but you could just write it on the side. Would be great.
No, okay. I'm telling y'all, you guys got to get into a conversation outside. I promise you, because when she gets done, you're going to be so clear. I promise you, she is the bomb. You hear me?
It's not me. I don't want you guys. It's not me. God is just really.
It is.
God's amazing.
It is him through you.
Yes.
It's him through you.
I'll have a conversation with God after this. I'm good with it.
I gotta go to John Treese. It's her time. We get to hear all of her nuggets and insights that she gained tonight. I'm excited for this point. John Treese, this is your time, boo. What are the nuggets that you want to give back to us that you gained tonight?
Man, there's so much, and I'm sorry, my room kind of went dark, so you kind of can't see me, but the revelation that I believe everybody was seeking in this moment was healing. It was a healing moment, a healing conversation, a healing that has to happen from our childhood. right? And one of the things that I wrote down is there's a freedom, which is what Angelique said, and a relief, which is what Tish said, that happens in healing. And if we're unwilling to unpack the junk, if we're unwilling to unpack the things that happen to us, for us, through us, if we're unwilling to sit and rest, which is what I'm hearing needs to happen, is that we have to sit and rest and hear exactly what it is that God is asking us to do from this moment forward, then we're missing it. We're missing the boat. And Tish said something that was so good. She brought in the word, which is Romans 8:28, which it says all things work together for our good for those who love him, right? So unpacking the junk is not new to God. Unpacking the junk, he knew it was going to happen. So us unpacking it, guess what it happens? It works out for our good, for our future, so that we can be all of who he created us to be in freedom. And that's literally what I got out of this whole conversation, is that in order for me to be all who God has created me to be in freedom, in not being an imposter, not trying to people please, not trying to, Tish said it too. She said, I've allowed people to influence my decisions too long in my adulthood. Girl, that is today. Like you got too much say in what I do right now. I'm grown. There's too much. But unless we unpack those things, unless we sit with God and sit with people who are professionals in this industry to say, okay, Amanda, I believe you said it. Why do I keep doing the same thing? Why do I keep following the same people? Why am I keep doing the exact same thing when I'm trying to not do those things? Well, because we haven't given time to heal. We haven't given ourselves time to move forward in all of what God. So, you know, Sean, I believe it was God that I was here because I needed to hear some of the things that they were saying, because it was like, in order for us to get through the challenges, to be all of who we are, God created us wonderfully and fearfully. Your personality is who God made you to be. And in order for us to be able to step in rooms, step in relationships, be the parents that we are designed to be the friends that we're designed to be, we have to do that through freedom, and freedom of our past, freedom to be who we need to be in our future, and in alignment. Oh, yeah. That was good. Being in alignment is smooth and at peace. It's not rough. We're not shifting gears hard, grinding. And even in pressure, even when the fire is hot, what comes out of that? Pure gold, right? So I mean, I thank each and every one of you ladies for being so transparent with your stories and who you are. But the takeaway, Sean, was all of that: being bold, having no doubt in who you are, healing, and being a voice through purpose.
This I told you in the green room or in the dugout or in the clubhouse, whatever we called it, I told you that this was huge. Now I told you we went backwards. There's another verse and a chorus to this song. Let me give you verse 1. The games we played kept fooling me. The lies you say, they sound so sweet. You pray with me to lay with me. Use my body, punish me. Thought you'd halt my legacy. Then pulled me in and pushed me out. Said you loved me, cursed me out. Now shattered dreams are all I see. Check this out. I'm breaking free. Introduce yourself to a brand new me. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute, because we've all had broken hearts more times than I care to remember. Every time I was stepping into the music arena, there was a heartbreak or some chaos or some bullshit. It was always something keeping me out of what I knew God was calling me to do. And my biggest issue was men. It was always men. I had daddy issues from the root. So the daddy issues caused me to have to chase after what I thought I needed in order to be me, but I never needed any of that to be me because I was already me, and me was already good enough. But I had to go all around the mountain, and experience losing myself to gain myself. Angelique, I'm starting with you, verse 1.
Before you do that, can I say something real quick, Sean?
Yes.
So something that kind of came to me. When we're kids, we're free. We try things, we bump our heads, we get up, we are who we are, right, as kids. But then you have certain parents or adults that will tell you, no, don't do that. That's not safe. Nope, don't stop. Go, no. So then that begins to shape all of who we are. Go back to being a child.
Yeah, keep saying that.
Go back to being free as a kid. Try whatever God is telling you to try. Have wisdom. Have discernment. Have those things, but go back to being free like you are as a kid. And I believe that is in the word. I just can't think of the scripture right now where God says, come to me.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
Sean.
Oh, I love this night. Angelique.
Thank you so much. That was powerful. It's just, we've allowed, just like you said, that childlike faith, right? We've allowed others to write our stories for so long. It's time for us to take that pen back. And so with that, I love how you read it backwards, right? Because it's so powerful on who we are, how we have allowed our circumstances, trauma, whatever it is, to identify us. But we're more than that. We're more than our story, more than the trauma, and most importantly, we're not going to allow anybody to identify us anymore. We're going to be our authentic self, and that is who God literally created us to be. Yes, things have happened to us, but are you going to heal from it? Or are you going to allow that to continue to identify who you are? Me, I've done a lot of work, right? Does that mean there's not going to be triggers? Absolutely not. That means I know how to respond. I have the tools, but I'm human, right? I know how to cope with it. And most importantly, you learn, you grow, and you teach others, because a lot of us are stuck at those ages that we experienced that trauma. Who wants to be stuck? We don't need to be stagnant. God has created so much purpose in us. So what are we going to do with it? Now now the ball's in your court. So that was really, really powerful. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amanda, verse 1.
I mean, that was my oldest son's father. That was my story. And I went from exactly the things that I saw at home to some degree into that fire. And until I had my son, then I realized at the end, she says, and I always going to be bigger and better. And, that's that positive thing. But I finally loved someone, because I didn't love myself enough, more than him. And now I had purpose through my son to show this motherfucker that I got this. But I went through hell and I tried to fix, and the vision that I saw was what I was creating. It wasn't truth. It wasn't,
Right.
So
that
was all. I need this, by the way. I'm just saying, like, people ask what song is this, whatever. I just need to read this, and have this all the time, just as a reminder.
This is so good. Tisha Boo, verse 1.
So it's so interesting, because as a parent, your kid doesn't come with a manual, right? So you're just like doing the best that you can, hoping you don't break them and mess them up, right? And then when you read this verse, it sounds like a bad relationship, right? And so how many, like, I think we all have a knot on our head from a bad relationship, bumping our head in a bad relationship. And a lot of times, not all the time, I'm not the trained professional, but a lot of times the issues that show up in relationships are unresolved childhood things, right? So kind of how Angelique just kind of alluded to, you get stuck at the age where the trauma thing happened, and then that's kind of like what's showing up. Even though you're getting older, you can kind of get stuck at the level where you had this thing happen. And so I think a lot of like relationship dysfunction, trauma shows up because of these unresolved childhood things, right? And then what ends up happening too is because you have like these unresolved childhood things, don't trust yourself, right? I can't think of one time where I ended up on the flip side of a relationship or a situation that I had a feeling about in the beginning that I ignored for whatever reason, right? We don't trust ourselves. And so I know like, so I'm team get you a good therapist, right? Because it just makes all of the difference. Team therapy, you can't.
We got one.
Yourself. Yeah, you can't. You need somebody to help you, to give you the tool set, to equip you with the coping mechanism, with the strategies, to recognize where you are in your own way, but then to also help you slay the dragons that, you know, come, and where you can be able to trust yourself in dynamics again. So, you know, get you a therapist, listeners out there in Lesson from the Journey TV land, because even if you don't think something is wrong with you, there probably is there's some issues in your tissues that you probably need to unpack on the couch that you don't realize. So get you a therapist so you can get on the good foot. But I think the biggest thing is trust yourself.
Some issues in the tissue. Kelly, verse 1.
I just felt hopelessness coming from that verse.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hopelessness and destiny are like night and day. So, you know, I don't know about everybody else, but you know, the reason I wrote that song is because I needed to get out of me everything that was in me. And I realized I'm not a liar and I can't sing what's not true. So I wrote the chorus first, ironically. Now let me read you the chorus. Breaking free, restored and redeemed, I let go. I'm complete, and now I'm breaking free. His love is enough. All I need is his touch because he lives through me. Gave me a new name, no more heartbreak and shame. The journey's been rough. This time I had enough. That's why I'm breaking free. I'm breaking free. But it's the song that tells the whole story. That there is, somebody mentioned purpose in the pain. After my brain surgeries, I created a whole event and worked with UC Davis Medical Center in the neurosurgery department on purpose in the pain. What I realized is right now, I constantly am speaking on my 4 M's: mission, motive, method, metrics. I do everything by that. And my life works very well as I'm moving forward. As I've started to do this, it works very well because I'm constantly, my mission is first. Unite and change the world together. It is my root mission. My motivation is love. Love is at the center of everything I do. So if I come into a situation where I am not able, because it's not about you loving me. It's about me authentically standing in the truth of my mission and me loving you. So when I come into a place where I'm struggling to meet that mission or live and walk in my motive, I know that there's some work and some growth and development I have to do. Each one of you talked about the journey. The journey speaks to growth and development. This life is about growing and development. The trials and the tribulations that we go through, they're actually designed. You were actually created to overcome them because there's people waiting for Kelly. There's people waiting for Amanda. There's people waiting for Tisha. There's people waiting for John Treese. There's people waiting for Sean. There's people waiting for each and every, Angelique. There's people waiting for each and every one of us because our challenges challenges, we were created to overcome them. But can I say this, and I need to say it so loud and so clear, we were created to overcome them together. So somebody mentioned something about, you know, being in each other's lives or coming into place for a reason. There are people attached to you. You have to know what to throw away and what to keep. So many times on the journey, I threw away what I was supposed to keep, and I kept what I was supposed to throw away. Yeah. And when you have that kind of a confusion, it makes your journey so difficult, and it makes capturing destiny is already hard. But when you don't understand the rules of engagement, you don't understand your own mission, your motives, your methods. What are methods? What do I do well? What was I created to do? And am I doing it? Am I all of me? I was the hair doctor, but hair doctor was not Chanel Brown. The hair doctor was something I do. I had to take these 4 or 5 years to find out who the hell I am and everything. I mean, I'm not Andre's wife. That is something I do. But if Andre dies tomorrow, I'm Sean. And I needed to find me again, all of me. And now that I'm all of me, I can freely, comfortably walk into destiny, no matter what it looks like. So that was my little tirade. But before we go, I really want each of you to take the time to tell the classroom where they can find you and a little bit about your next. It's 8:06, so we close at 8:15. Amanda, I'm gonna start with you. Where can we find you, and where are you going next?
You can find me, Amanda Rawls, Market Maven, on social, or under Amanda Rawls at Personal and Business. You know, where I'm headed is to, I'm headed into some intuitive business coaching and to help and support entrepreneurs, and also build up our young kids that are in inner cities, our Black and brown children, to show them that they can do what I do. And what we see is not everything that we should be. And we talked about that earlier. Somebody mentioned, you know, along this journey, we are just everybody else's opinions, right? That's how we formulate who we are. Then you get to a point where it's like, well, shit, I don't believe that. Okay, I may have liked the Seahawks because of my dad, but you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't believe what he said about chiropractors. I don't believe, like, you start forming your own. But there's so much more that we don't realize is in our heads about where we come from, where we think we have to do this, or we're not ever going to be rich, or we're not ever going to have success. And that's where I'm headed. That's
where you're headed. Well, if you need support in uniting and changing the world together, you know I'm a phone call or a text message away, and you got me.
I know. I'm going to be down there. I got to go see Angelique and our girl at Med Farms.
Angelique is right where you are, Crazy Town.
Get the heck out.
You can actually come down here to Medcare Farms, and Angelique is like around the corner from you.
You're an EG, sister? Okay. We'll talk.
Yes. Okay.
Your attack. Okay.
Yes. Who do I want to say goodbye? Kelly, where can we find you, and where are you going next?
You can find me at Medcare Farms. It's in Lake Elsinore. I'm here all the time. You can find us at Medcare Farms on Instagram, or at Kelly Heslop on Instagram. And where I'm going next, the sky's the limit. I don't know where I'm going. I hope to be at the top of the cannabis industry, and I hope to be in the history book someday for it. So sky's the limit.
Hey, Kelly, I heard you have a joint named after you that won an award.
Yes, so we have a strain named after me. It's called Hurricane OG. It won Best OG in Southern California at WeCon. So come check it out.
Is it indica? What is it?
It's an indica. I only can smoke indica because I probably have ADHD. I'm too high strung. So indica is what I need to calm me down, or you guys wouldn't be able to handle me right now. So
I got it. Okay, I love it. When I heard that you had your own, I was like, that is so dope. She got her own. It won awards. I love that.
And she's the OG. The OG.
Yep.
Tisha Boo, where can we find you, and where are you going next, baby girl?
So I am Mind Your Biz LLC on all of the socials, and mindyourbizllc.com is my website. What is next for me is I am launching an online group coaching program for service-based business owners and entrepreneurs. So if you need to get your digital strategy together, if you need somebody to help you build a strong foundation that will make your online presence plan productive and profitable, then holla at your girl. That's what's coming next for me. That will be launching in the next couple of months.
Congratulations. I'm very proud of you on all levels. I'm coming to Houston, and I know that you're going to help me unite and change the world together. No doubt in my mind. I love you so much.
Just really quick, babe, what's your social handles?
Mind Your Biz LLC.
Okay, thank you.
Put them in the chat. There's a chat back there.
Yeah, and there's one going around, but I didn't see her, so.
Okay. Angelique, where can we find you and where are you going next?
Angelique, I don't do social media, which I'll get accustomed to with my kids. I said I act like I'm 100, but we'll work on that. Or my website, flourishingwings.org, where I'm going next. God has opened up so many doors. However, I really want to create some retreats for us women to really get to those rooted issues and be completely healed. Don't leave any of that residue, because God really wants us to live out our lives in an authentic life, right? So I guess that's where I'm going, wherever God leads me.
Well, I'm going with you. So I love that you just said retreats. I started talking about this for the beauty industry and all of my, so yes, that's where we're going. That's where we're going. I love you. What am I doing and where am I going next? I finally feel like I'm ready to step into it, really ready to step into it. This is episode 8. We'll finish 12 episodes of this by July 3rd. I put together the Dirty 30 team. I'm going back to Africa in October to launch what I believe is the ultimate stab at uniting and changing the world. I ultimately want to see a beauty factory in Africa. I want to create jobs in Africa. I want to create a bridge between the United States and Africa, all parts of Africa. It is amazing to see what you can do when you first believe, 2, when you're okay to be embarrassed, and 3, when you humble yourself and allow God to surround you with everything that he created to help you be you. So tonight, this was the fulfillment of a very big dream. I knew each one of you was called to be in this space tonight. You did not disappoint. Before I leave, Jontrice, you get the last words, the last wrap. Where can we find you and where are you going next?
Well, you can find me on social media at Awaken Transformations with the S at the end of it on Instagram and Facebook. My whole goal is to heal the community from the inside out. And so really showing people and helping people live abundantly well lives through natural supplements and financial wealth. So that's where I'm headed. I love the response of wherever God takes me. I am starting a YouTube podcast kind of channel called Beyond the Legacy or Beyond Legacy with one of my partners. And so we're really talking about, how do we create a legacy, generational legacy for our next generations? And what does that look like? It's not always financial, it's spiritual, it's mental, it's physical. There's so much that legacy encompasses, but a lot of times we want to just focus on finances, which is a big part of it as well. So that's what's next for me, really kind of branding that and opening that up.
That's so good. I have my 3 growth and development tracks: Project U, Root System Reboot, and Heart and Mindset of a Champion. And one of the things that we say is it encompasses healing, and being whole encompasses all 7 areas: spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, relationally, financially, and missionally. When you put those 7 key areas together, That makes a whole life. And it's really checking in those 7 key areas with yourself every day. How am I doing mentally? How am I doing physically? How am I doing relationally? Really ask yourself these questions, because you're only as good as how you're doing in these areas. And if you're trying to step into destiny and pursue your missional calling, it's impossible if these things are out of alignment and out of whack. So I pray that tonight that you learn something that's going to help you master the game of life and experience the life of a legend. Next week, it's all about the men. We're going to talk about what does it really look like to be a functional man. It's Father's Day. It's Quentin's graduation. It's a big week for us. So I hope you join us next Sunday night. Lessons from the Journey. Thank you to all of the people who came, my starting 5 tonight. Thank you so much. And please check them out on social and their websites. We love you guys. Have a great night. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.